Premier League Leicester City vs West Ham United prediction, team news, lineups preview. The Ruud van Nistelrooy era at the King Power Stadium commences on Tuesday evening, when Leicester City host fellow bottom-half battlers West Ham United in the Premier League. Both sides have weekend wrongs to right on December 3rd, as the Foxes were pummeled 4-1 by Brentford on Saturday. A couple of hours before Julian Lopetegui's side were on the wrong end of a 5-2 scoreline versus Arsenal. Match preview. Watching on from the comfort of the stands alongside Leicester chairman Watertight. Van Nistelrooy, who was confirmed as Steve Cooper's replacement on a 3-year contract on Friday, was given plenty to ponder as he witnessed the Foxes fumble a 1-goal lead at the Gtech Community Stadium. Facundo Buonanot's fourth goal of the Premier League season briefly silenced the Brentford contingent, but the Bees proved that their sting remains as potent as ever at their headquarters, where glistening German Kevin Schade set up Jon Wissa before registering his first-ever senior career hat-trick. Saturday's comprehensive defeat under the management of Ben Dawson represented a third straight loss for a leaky Leicester, who had previously been conquered by Chelsea and Van Nistelrooy's Manchester United during the last weeks of Cooper's reign, dismal results that have contributed to their 16th-placed ranking in the Premier League table. The 2015-16 top-flight champions only have a 1-point buffer over all of Wolverhampton Wanderers, Crystal Palace and Ipswich Town with a third of the season gone, and for all of Van Nistelrooy's offensive talent during his playing heyday. Shoring up Leicester's fragile backline must be priority number one. Indeed, the Foxes have now conceded at least 3 goals in 4 of their previous 6 matches in all competitions. Although the King Power faithful almost always have something to cheer, Tuesday's hosts have scored in all 7 of their home matches in all competitions so far this season, albeit netting just once in 6 of those contests. Last season's 6-goal shellacking at the hands of Arsenal would ostensibly be the lowest London derby ebb that West Ham could suffer. But the Irons were on course to suffer an even more humiliating beatdown on Saturday, when Mikel Arteta's men hit 4 inside the opening 36 minutes. 2 quick-fire strikes from fullback pair Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Emerson Palmieri ensured that West Ham would avoid that same 6-0 fate as they momentarily gave rise to an unbelievable comeback, which was immediately stopped in its tracks when Bukayo Saka stroked home Arsenal's second penalty of the evening. A record-equaling 7-goal first half preceded a scoreless second at the London Stadium, which suited Arsenal down the ground but triggered the early exits of hundreds of Hammers supporters as their side's 2-game unbeaten run came to an abrupt end. When the Irons are beaten, they are beaten to a pulp. Each of their last 5 defeats have been by at least 3 goals, and Lopetegui's position remains under serious threat while the 14th-placed Hammers languish perilously close to the danger zone. Inspiration can be taken from West Ham's last successful away day at Newcastle United, but Leicester did the double over the former Conference League champions during the 2022-23 campaign, following up a 2-0 away win with a 2-1 home success before falling through the trapdoor. Team news. Leicester's defensive efforts on Saturday were not aided by an early injury to Caleb Akoli, who was involved in a collision with his own goalkeeper Mads Hermansen while trying to prevent Wissa from equalizing for Brentford. Akoli's status remains unclear at this juncture, but Van Nistelrooy should introduce Jan-Nick Vestergaard into the first 11 for his inaugural game, where he will be deprived of Abdul Fatawu ACL, Harry Winks groin, Ricardo Pereira thigh and Jakub Stolarczyk ankle. Dawson's decision to start with a back 3 against Brentford did not pay dividends, and Van Nistelrooy should revert to a 4-man rearguard on Tuesday, his favored setup during his time in charge of PSV Eindhoven and momentarily Man United. As for West Ham, Lopetegui will receive a significant attacking fillip for Tuesday's game in the shape of Mohamed Kudus' return from a 5-game suspension, and the Ghana international has every right to expect an immediate recall to the 11. Crescencio Somerville was sacrificed at half-time in the Arsenal defeat and will likely make way for the eligible again Kudus, and there is still a slim chance that Nicolas Füllkrug could be fit to face Leicester. Jean-Claire Todibo also recovered from his knock at Newcastle to start the weekend's derby, but ex-Arsenal man Dinos Mavropanos was left out of Saturday's matchday squad after contracting an illness and is a doubt. Leicester City possible starting lineup: Hermansen, Justin, Faes, Vestergaard, Christensen, Ndidi, Sommer, De Cordova-Reid, Buonanotte, Vardy. West Ham United possible starting lineup: Areola, Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Kilman, Emerson, Alvarez, Bowen, Soler, Paqueta, Kudus, Antonio. We say, Leicester City 2-2 West Ham United. The quintessential new manager bounce may benefit Leicester on the attacking front, but their defensive vulnerabilities will not be fixed overnight, and a Kudus-reinforced West Ham will surely strike at least twice at the King Power. However, as Lopetegui's team are also far from watertight at the back, Van Nistelrooy's men should be good enough for a slice of the spoils in an entertaining baptism for the Dutchman. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.